Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now December 26th of 2020, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of fans have been very hopeful about the future of the franchise and exactly how well Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and George Lucas are really taking care of the franchise moving ahead. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that they are now getting out of that phase of desperation and damage control in order to really embrace the positive future of Star Wars, given the feedback from the Star Wars fandom has been very well for a lot of the creators that worked on Mando Season 2 and what's to come for Season 3 and 4. There is a lot of work being poured into these new Star Wars projects. Now, Jon Favreau, mind you, he is a pioneer. He is the very first person to have brought us a live-action TV series for Star Wars overall. And Dave Filoni being labeled as a true protege of George Lucas, being heavily responsible, and really deserves the credit for taking care of the deep lore within the Star Wars universe. He really knows exactly what the fans love. So everything ranging from the character of Luke Skywalker all the way over to the character of Grogu, what's in store by Lucasfilm is going to be huge for Season 3 and Season 4 of The Mandalorian by Favreau, Filoni, and others. However, what's really intriguing all has to do with the character of Luke Skywalker and actor Mark Hamill. Alright, so Mark Hamill is best known for the character of Luke from the original trilogy more so. A lot of fans had issues with his character in the sequel trilogy without a doubt. Now that of course The Mandalorian Season 2 is finished, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their Star Wars universe and more moving ahead. It's described, however, that Jon Favreau is still heavily planning The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 for the franchise, where both seasons of which will have time jumps. However, it's described that Favreau is still moving ahead with the plan to replace Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian TV series, as well as a planned young Luke Skywalker TV series for Disney Plus using actor Sebastian Stan. It's said that they are actually set to use the CGI version of Luke, of course, in Season 2, or use the CGI version of Luke in Season 2 in order to keep it an absolute secret, whereas if they, of course, cast Sebastian Stan at the time for Season 2, word would have gotten out since more crew members would have worked on the scene on the spot. Now, Sebastian Stan is said to already have met up with Jon Favreau to play a major role in The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4 as Luke for Disney Plus in order to give fans Luke Skywalker tons of action without actually having a hood over his head, and to give them a live person playing the character for the first time in a very long time for the young version of Luke we're talking about, right? So Favreau wants to also use analog de-aging techniques through makeup and other techniques on Sebastian Stan to make him appear just like Luke from Return of the Jedi, and that he is planning for Stan to actually make his way into Mando Season 3 and Season 4. Now, what's really interesting about this, let's stop right here for 1 second, is that Sebastian Stan is already associated with Disney. He is best known as the Winter Soldier from, the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Bucky Barnes, and that's pretty much what his way in was. He was connected to Disney already. But it wasn't just that. It was the approval by Mark Hamill. It was the fact that Stan holds that very vivid similarity to a young Mark Hamill's face and facial structure, and how the mannerisms are done can be perfectly done and spot on by Sebastian Stan. Now, Stan had already met up with Jon Favreau, as we discussed. Now, not having Stan in Mando Season 2 is crucial, because if they actually cast him, word would have gotten out absolutely, and fans would have actually gotten in on the big surprise of Luke's return in Mando Season 2. So that was the main reason as to why they did not have Stan in Season 2, and are saving him for Season 3, 4, and yes, a planned young Luke Skywalker TV show, which, by the way, we're not quite sure if they're planning that to be an event series or an actual TV series per se. An event series is going to be one season. It's going to be treated like a movie. That's how the Kenobi show is being treated, and other projects out there as well that Disney is working on. Now, another thing here that is something worth, describing is the fact that they are going to be using analog de-aging techniques on Sebastian Stan to make him appear as young Luke as possible. From Return of the Jedi, of course. Analog de-aging, of course, meaning makeup and adding maybe a little prosthetics on the face here and there and kind of changing things a little bit, side by side. They really want to give fans a seamless version of a young Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian Season 3 and 4. Now, mind you, I love the CGI. I like what we got in Season 2. But there is no doubt about it that if you're going to have tons of scenes of Luke, or more scenes, if you will, you have to have a live-action person playing that role. I mean, there's no denying it. It has to be done. Not only does it cost a lot more to have the animation done, but it will cost less to just have somebody else play Luke. It will. So that's exactly why they're pursuing that in Mando Season 3 and 4, since many more Luke scenes are being planned for those actual 2 seasons. So like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.